A Jordanian apparel company has a story to tell, a message to pass on, a vision to share with all its stakeholders, all its intermediary clients, all its end consumers, and all who care. A Saga of Success. Less than a decade ago, classic fashion apparel industry was a part of the initial struggles of Jordan for a place in the apparel export map of the world. And now it is part of the success story of Jordan in the apparel industry and export business. Not just a part, but one of the best parts. More than 1/10 of all apparel exports from Jordan originates from classic fashion apparel industry to reach satisfied clients of the Western Hemisphere. Classic fashion apparel industry is one among the topmost apparel exporters in Jordan. It had its beginning in the year 2003 with 2 production lines of 130 machines and a workforce of 300. The sales figures for the first year were just $2 million. A winning combination and dedicated teamwork of the management and employees resulted in its phenomenal growth. In 2011, with 2,500 machines and 5,100 employees, the company could achieve an annual export turnover of $130 million. Diversifications like a washing unit with the capacity to wash over 30,000 denims or garments, a printing unit that can print on 20,000 garments, and an embroidery unit that can embroider 60,000 garments per day, together with effluent treatment plants to recycle water for reuse, helped in boosting and sustaining this growth. Classic fashion has been in the garment exporting industry of Jordan just for a decade now. Before it entered the scene in 2003, the annual export figures for the country were around $10 million in 1999. After the implementation of QIZ and FTA, the annual export figures of Jordan registered a steep climb, touching $1.3 billion in 2005. The share of classic fashion was just $24 million, less than 2%. However, the global recession had its impact. Even after signs of some revival were on the horizon, the annual export figures for the country in 2009 were just $758 million. Far less than the figures in 2005. Classic fashion withstood the onslaught of the global recession and registered speedy growth, bringing in $97 million, almost quadrupling its figures for 2005. Thus, the company played a pivotal role in the revival phase of the garment industry in Jordan. 2011 proved to be a year of general revival, and the annual exports of Jordan reached $1.082 billion. With the figures for classic fashion rising over $130 million, a 12% share in the country's total garment export business. Jordan, officially the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, is a kingdom on the east bank of the River Jordan in Western Asia. Jordan has a pro-Western regime with very close relations with the UK and the US. Jordan is also in the process of integration with the European Union and the Gulf Cooperation Council. This tilt in foreign policy is helpful in the growth of business with the West. Classic fashion was established in Jordan in the year 2003 at Al Hassan Industrial Estate, Ramtha, in the northern city of Irbid, the world's first qualifying industrial zone. Qualifying industrial zones were authorized by the United States Congress in 1996 to promote exports to the US and to encourage all-round development of the Middle East region. And Al Hassan was the first such zone. In consideration of the compliance of the company that has the biggest workforce in Jordan with international and national social and ethical requirements, the Ministry of the Labor of the Kingdom of Jordan gave its recognition by including the company in the Golden List in August 2006. Classic fashion has been recognized as a member of the ILO IFC Better Work Program, as it complies with all the stipulations of Better Work Jordan, which monitors the welfare of the employees. This helps in making the products of the company acceptable to global retailers and brands like Walmart, Kohl's, Hanes Brands, Sears Corporation, Jones Apparel Group, etc. The quality policy of Classic Fashion ensures that its products and services shall fully meet the requirements of its customers at all times. Continuously striving for improvement in quality, the company sets its goal at the highest level of customer satisfaction. The company identifies the requirements of the customers and conforms to them as far as possible. When a cause for error is identified, the action to correct is taken immediately. Flawless perfection and consistency in quality is the motto of the company.
We came to Jordan as Jordan was our promised land. Not because it was flowing with milk and honey, but because of the climate of pro-industrial growth created by the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan and the trade agreements with other countries, especially the US. The team that I had with me, including the technicians and employees, watered the sapling with the sweat of their brow, giving all they had for its speedy growth. And now, we can look upon the path we left behind with rightful complacency.
Classic Fashion always had clients of outstanding reputation in the field of retail marketing and apparel business. Global leaders in retail business and brands like Walmart, Kohl's, Hanes Brands, Jones Apparel Group, Sears Corporation, and Land's End are some of the regular customers of the company and appreciate the quality of the products the company supplies. Consumers have consistently shown that they have great confidence in these suppliers. The staff members and all employees of Classic Fashion have the feeling of belonging to a close-knit family. The organizational structure and the hierarchical order are in place only to ensure the smooth and successful functioning of the company. The supervisory staff and the other employees maintain a very cordial relationship and interact without fear or inhibition. Mr. Sanal Kumar, the chairman and managing director, and Mr. Radhakrishnan, the president, make up the pinnacle in hierarchy and have around 2 decades of practical experience in the field. Besides, there are 150 supervisory staff in the managerial capacity. Classic Fashion is spread out in 1 million square feet with 0.7 million square feet comprising the factory area. The factories and residency facilities are spacious and elegant with all amenities that are required for decent living and comfortable working environment. The infrastructure does not clash with the environs. Fabrics are brought from China, Taiwan, India, Hong Kong and Pakistan. Trims and accessories are sourced from suppliers nominated by the clients and or selected by the company from suppliers in other countries like the UAE and the Far East. The process of production is mechanized for perfection in uniformity and finishing. Activewear, sportswear, knit tops and bottoms, formal pants, denim and casual wear, workwear and outerwear are knit and exported. The total production per day is more than 100,000 garments. All the products of Classic Fashion are earmarked for export and therefore are subject to very stringent quality checks and cross-checks. The export for the year 2011 was 22 million apparels valued at $130 million US. Slowly but surely, Classic Fashion apparel industry is moving forward in leaps and bounds despite the shadow of a worldwide recession. Prospects are bright for the garment industry in Jordan and more so for the company that has already weathered several storms in its very infancy. The dedicated team of the directors, staff and employees, the clients who have great confidence in the company, and the consumers who are well satisfied all rejoice as their company is consistently on the path of steady growth.